Sometimes survival isn't about strength. It isn't about willpower. Sometimes it comes down to who happens to be standing nearby and what they happen to know how to do. These are two real stories about people whose lives were saved not by luck alone, but by an almost impossible chain of the right person, in the right place, at exactly the right second. Let's begin. Story 1. Jamie Hunter. 20-year-old Jamie Hunter loved the mountains. On that day, she was hiking with 11 fellow students from the University of Portland, 10,000 feet above sea level, surrounded by snow, surrounded by silence. Nothing felt dangerous, nothing felt wrong. Then, something broke loose above them. 500 feet up the slope, a massive boulder came crashing down, traveling nearly 50 miles an hour. Jamie never saw it coming. The rock slammed into her from behind and threw her 25 yards down the mountain. Later, she would remember sliding. Almost fun, almost scary. And then, nothing. She stopped breathing. Her heart stopped. By the time rescuers reached her, she was, in the words of the medical team that would later treat her, dead on arrival. She went 8 minutes without oxygen. But what happened next wasn't one miracle. It was a chain of them. First, Army Major Greg Nyberg reached her and immediately radioed the Washington Air National Guard for a helicopter rescue. Then came Dr. Kelly McGrath. He wasn't part of her group. He just happened to be hiking the same mountain that day. Then ICU nurse Susan Tyler arrived. Together they worked to stabilize Jamie. When the helicopter finally arrived, Dr. McGrath climbed aboard and flew with her to Legacy Emanuel Hospital in Portland. But the fight wasn't over, because her heart stopped again, and one more coincidence was waiting. Heart surgeon Jonathan Hill just happened to be in the emergency room at that exact moment. He opened her chest and massaged her heart with his own hands until it started beating again. Dr. William Long, who led the ICU team treating her, put it simply: it took a series of miracles to bring her back. Jamie spent 6 months in the hospital. She lost her left glute muscle. She broke her shoulder. Years later, doctors discovered a hole in her brain linked to the injury. She has since undergone a knee replacement and a shoulder replacement, and she still lives with cognitive effects to this day. But she also went back to school, got married, kept hiking, kept skiing, kept mountain biking. The mountain nearly took those things from her, but it didn't. More than 20 years later, she says one hike still remains on her list: Mount Adams, the same mountain. And she wants Dr. Kelly McGrath, the man who happened to be there that day, to climb it with her. "I do look at that as sort of a fateful experience," she said. "I could not have had better people there to organize the rescue. From dead on arrival 10,000 feet up a mountain, to a life rebuilt piece by piece, by the people who simply happened to be there." Story 2. Kim Stevens, San Diego, California. The Aloha Run 10K. 62-year-old Kim Stevens had just crossed the finish line. Another race completed, another medal, another good day. Then suddenly, she collapsed. Her heart had stopped. It was sudden cardiac arrest. Outside a hospital, the survival rate for that is less than 10%. But nearby was Christy Morcos, a cardiology nurse practitioner, and she just happened to be running the same race. "She just looked to me like something was not right," Morcos later said. "She didn't hesitate. She started CPR immediately and called for an AED, because every minute without defibrillation cuts a person's chance of survival." When the AED arrived, Christy delivered the shock that restored Kim's heart rhythm. Kim was rushed to Scripps Memorial Hospital, the same hospital where Christy worked. And the coincidences didn't stop there. Christy's husband, Dr. Peter Morcos, had also been running the race. He had helped during the emergency, and later, he became Kim's cardiologist. Kim survived, and she kept her sense of humor too. "I think from now on it's just going to be the 5K, she joked, adding that next time, she hoped Christy would be running right beside her. From collapsing at the finish line with less than a 10% chance of survival to a full recovery and care from the very people who just happened to be there. A mountain in Washington, a finish line in San Diego, 2 strangers, 2 lives. Neither Jamie nor Kim survived because of one miracle. They survived because, in the exact second it mattered, the right person happened to be standing close enough to help and knew exactly what to do. That's not nothing. That's the kind of chance that asks something of the rest of us too. Learn CPR. Pay attention, because one day, someone else's miracle might be standing inside your own chest. And someday, you might be the right person, in the right place, at exactly the right second. If this gave you chills, like the video, subscribe, and comment below which of these coincidences shocked you the most. Stay hopeful,